This is FirstCoast.tv. We find ourselves in Jacksonville. We're following all these people from St. Augustine who are coming to another Indivisible meeting. The last one we covered was in Ponte Vedra. After that, we covered a rally for Trump at the Castillo, for President Trump at Castillo. Now we find ourselves back here at Indivisible in Jacksonville, following all these people from St. Augustine that have come here to support the rally. The whole idea behind this is it's a town hall. Rubio was invited, but Rubio, who says that he loves a town hall, didn't show up for this one. They really tried to get him here. So they've put up a suit, an empty suit representing Rubio. So let's see where this evening goes by, and we'll try to cover as much as we can. So here we are in Jacksonville, FirstCoast.tv. Jorge Rivera and Sebastian Jimenez. See you soon.
Who are we? We are Indivisible Northeast Florida. We are a coalition of 9 regional Indivisible groups. We are made up of Nassau County, Clay County, Flagler, San Marco, Ponte Vedra, United for Progress, St. John's, Jax Riverside, and Gatesville. So we've got a lot of groups that have come together. At this point, we actually represent over 6,000 members. So we're really excited about that. Is meeting with your members of Congress. What is going on? I have no idea what is happening here. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties. Trump here.
I'm not here to insult the terrible Germans or low-energy Angela Merkel. I won't make fun of France and little Emmanuel Macron, much less abandoning the Paris Agreement. And I won't brag about pushing to the front of the line at the NATO summit, like I did during the Republican conventions. Of course, since I am such a great president, with a big election win, and thanks to an enormous WikiLeaks, I am now president. But I'm going to take some questions from the crowd. Well, as you all know, the Congressional Budget Office scored the bill, but CBO is never right. Steve Bannon told me he's a smart guy. I mean, where was the CBO when Moonlight won the Oscar instead of La La Land? They're never right. Some losers might not get coverage, but I like winners. We're doing so much winning.
So, in the first 100 days, we made history with the Women's March. Repeated protests of Andrew Putzer's disdain for workers, history of opposing a raise in the minimum wage, and government labor protections caused him to withdraw from consideration to lead the Department of Labor. Thanks to efforts begun by grassroots activists, the vote to gut the Independent Congressional Ethics Office was reversed. After a massive public outcry, Jason Chavez withdrew a bill that would have ordered the Secretary of the Interior to sell off 3.3 million acres of national land. And guys, as I'm reading this is true. This is what every single one of you has done. You know, we're all actively and vigorously defending our democracy and letting our government know that we will not tolerate Russian interference in our electoral process or our government.
So tonight, we are going to talk to the senator as if he is standing here with us. And do you want to know his opinion of town halls? Okay, Stuart.
I'll do real town halls. I like real town halls. I don't care if people are real town halls that don't like what I say. I'm fine with it. That happens all the time. What I think has happened now is that groups, and I want to be fair on both sides, use town halls as a forum to be disruptive. They're not there to listen to what you have to say. They're not there to give input. They are there for political purposes to create a scene so they can be on the news that night. And that's their right, but it's not productive. I'm interested in engaging in a process where I can talk to people as we do every day on the phone, or through email, they send us letters, I call people personally that call my office. I'm interested in getting people's input about how to make laws better. But that's not what town halls are right now, and that's unfortunate. Hopefully that'll change.
Really?
I assure you of this. There is no one in the United States Senate that has worked harder or taken more seriously the threat to and number two, I am going to go wherever the truth and the facts lead us, irrespective of party. That's what I've always said, but we need to finish our work. Related to this, we see a lot of phone calls that say, well, appoint a special counsel. Well, we can't. Congress can.
Senator?
I don't understand why people are that shocked. This president ran a very unconventional campaign. I was there for a big part of it at the beginning, alongside being one of his competitors. And that's what the American people voted for. And in essence, this White House is not much different from the campaign. I mean, people got what they voted for. They elected him. We obviously, for the best interest of this country, try to help him succeed. As far as the drama is concerned, yeah, I mean, it's unique. It's different from anything we've ever confronted. I think our job remains to do our work. We'll have to deal with these issues. These issues come up, these questions every single day. And I do think the White House would benefit from some systems in place that perhaps avoids some of the unnecessary friction points that come up on a daily basis. But this is also the political environment we now live in, too. And politics are covered this way. And politicians also behave in this way because they know they can get attention for saying things one way or the other. It's just the way politics has moved. I don't think it's good for the country, but that's where we're headed for now, apparently.
You want managed Medicaid, but the House bill doesn't do anything to support Medicaid. It cuts $800 billion out of federal Medicaid. By 2028, 1.2 million Floridians would lose Medicaid coverage. 227,000 are children. Instead of cutting funds to Medicaid, will you fight to reform the program? To stop treating this health care bill as a vehicle to cut taxes for the wealthy and to do your job. For all Americans. Fix the Affordable Care Act, don't gut it. Reform Medicaid, don't cap it. Allowing states to gut pre-existing conditions hurts us all. America needs a healthy population to grow our economy at home and abroad. As a doctor, I fight every day to take care of these people.
Do your job! Do your job!
Did you hear that?
Do your job!
America was to be the great experiment, a testing ground for political liberty, a model for democratic government. And although the first task was to mold a nation on these principles here in this continent, we would also lead the fight against tyranny in all continents. This is a great inheritance. It is a proud privilege to be a citizen of the great republic, to realize that we are the descendants of 40 million people who left other countries, other familiar scenes, to come here to the United States to build a new life, to make a new opportunity for themselves and their children. I think it is not a burden, but a privilege to have the chance to share that great concept among all of our people, to make this really, as it was for them, a new world for us, and indeed for all those who look to us. That is what this organization has stood for 50 years. That's what this country has stood for 200 years. And that's what this country will continue to stand for.